one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you is because you started with us before you actually looked for space, right?
Yes, so we knew we were going to relocate from Oregon to Idaho, and so right away I already knew of you guys because of you were a guest with Josh once during the patient mastery when he asked the guest speakers to come in, so I remember that, and so I thought,
You
okay,
do. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
said, first step, I need to reach out to you all and get things going on what that's going to look like. So, yeah, we reached out right away, got the ball rolling, and then alongside that, we started looking for a space. And then once we got a space lined up, then Lori worked with us to just put this dream together.
This dream together. So I want to spend a little bit of time, if you don't mind, on that first step, because if you were part of listening to me talk with Josh, you know that I'm a huge proponent of doing that before you go look for space. But
Hmm.
we don't have a lot of people hear that message. We have a lot of people come to us after they already have space and they're trying to shoehorn themselves into it or to come up with a different business plan. So was tell me about that experience. Did you know approximately how many square feet you wanted so you were working within that, or did you have the tell me about your experience in the step if you can remember. It was way back over a year
Sure.
ago, right? A
No.
year and a half ago.
Yeah, no, we knew the vision we wanted generally. I knew, how many doctors I wanted, the approximate size of the team. I knew the services we wanted to provide. And I also knew coming from my previous practice that when we had a space that was already set and then we had to try to create something within that, we kept outgrowing it and we kept running into obstacles. Or, I had a old building that we were stuck in, and we did everything we could to make the inside nice and what we wanted, but we still were limited by that building itself. So this
Oh,
time
that's
around, I said, well, why
interesting.
don't yeah,
Yeah.
so I said, why don't we start the process before we have the space, talk with all of you so that you could hear our vision and then take your expertise and say, okay, based off of that, this is the type of space we want to look for. This is, and then Lori said, this is about the square footage that you're going to need to create the vision that you have. And then we were able to take it from there.
So having done that, tell me the pros and cons of you had that vision. You had that. Did that help you? Did it limit what you could find? Tell me tell me what that was like. You had the we call that the real estate package that you had,
Yeah.
which is your how many square feet you need, your vision. I know your wife Brianna was very much part of the vision also, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So did it help you find space?
Oh, absolutely. I would say it helped us find, the perfect space, the beautiful space, great location that we have now. So in almost every way, it was positive. The only drawback, I guess I would say, and this is out of any of our control, was just the current economic climate we live in and supply chain issues. And so getting into a brand new building that had to be built from the dirt up, it took us much longer to get into the space than we had anticipated or hoped. But again, that was out of any of our control because supply chain problems and construction permit delays. So versus getting into a building that was already built, right? Then it would be a lot less work, I guess we would have had to do than starting from the ground up. However, in every other way, it was positive, and I wouldn't trade it. It was well worth the wait because of what we were able to create in doing it this way.
So you actually found a complex or a development that had not even it'd been designed but not built. Is that what happened?
Yes, so
Okay.
we had a commercial real estate agent here in Idaho, and he knew the area. And we're in Oregon at the very beginning, so he was our eyes. And so when we told him what our vision was, what we had shared with Lori, and she helped us put that plan together. We shared it with the real estate agent, and then he said, okay, based off of that, this is the area you're going to want to be in. Here's a space. He found us a space. He said it was going to be built, X number of months down the line. This is what the preliminary plans are. And we had a brochure that showed what it was supposed to look like. And he said, yeah, this is the part of town you're going to want to be in. Right. So that's where we went.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear because that's what I tell people you'll have. And now you're telling me that's what you received. So you end up with this real clear vision just like what Josh talks about, what is your real clear vision? And then when you find that really clear vision, your reticular activating mechanism takes over and all the things line up and you find something. And you probably would have had some challenges doing any kind of remodel in the middle of COVID because you were basically in the middle of COVID, right? You started May 2021, right? And you
Yes.
opened,
Yeah.
yeah, and you opened, when did you open exactly?
So we opened, it was just after Memorial Day of 2022.
Yeah. So you went through that year of, and it took you about a year to go from vision to opening. So that's actually very normal, even though you went through a longer period because of you probably had about what, a couple of months tacked on to it just because of COVID, just because of the supply chains and all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our original, what the landlord contractors, what they all told us was it was going to be December 2021, and it was almost June of 2022. So,
Oh my
it was almost
goodness.
6 months late,
Oh
but
my
well worth
goodness.
it in the end. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you have enough space that you can grow, right?
Yes, we can grow into this, and the intention is to stay here long term and not have to keep moving one location to the next.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How have your patients, because you're starting from scratch too, right?
Hmm.
Did you have
Yep.
any patient base at all when you moved?
No, I had nobody, so we started from zero and built up from there.
Did you find you a little place to practice during those months while you're waiting to open?
I did. So I started working in another doctor's office in Boise, which is, so we're in Meridian, which is the town next to Boise. But it's, 10 minutes away from where our current office is now. So I was in his office sharing space month to month from October 2021 until we moved in here.
So you're able to start to build a patient base and get the word out and market and all those things because you knew where you were going to be. So,
Exactly. Yeah. So we started building things up, and it was mostly during that time, it was mostly just making relationships in the community, a lot of networking, a lot of marketing. And we were treating patients, but it was very, very slow on that side of it until we got into our permanent location here in Meridian. And then that's when things really took off. And it's a combination of the work I put in networking during that time, but then also getting into this space with it being such great visibility, highly trafficked area, a beautiful new building, and that all came together really well.
so how is your practice? So you came from an older building. Is that what when you were back in Oregon, you were in an older building of sorts, or did your
Yeah,
practice change? Like I mean, tell me I mean, it's hard to compare the difference because you moved state, you started a new practice, all of those things, but the biggest difference in your patients and versus your space, you created a new brand, is what I'm trying to say, right?
yes, it was somewhat similar to the old brand, but yes, it's different in the sense of we've our goal was to even further elevate the perception of chiropractic and that patient experience with the design that you all helped us with. And then we changed the model slightly. In Oregon, I had massage therapists on staff, I had a physical therapist or rehab assistant. So it would be a combination of those services and appointments. If you did all of that, would be say about 90 minutes in office versus here. We've streamlined it to where I have other therapies in our rehab area, but our visits now are more like 20, 25 minutes. And then I refer out if someone needs or wants a longer massage. I am establishing those relationships in the community.
Oh, that's awesome. So you
Yeah,
changed it slightly, but you said that you wanted to continue to elevate the profession because it's definitely an elevated space. It's beautiful. I'm sure you have patients walk in and go, "This is a chiropractor,"
exactly.
right?
Yeah, they come into this beautiful space, and they feel welcome. It's warm, inviting, and then we really truly care for each and every one of them, and I know we provide a quality service. So in that sense, what we're doing is we're creating a place where people get solutions to their issues, in a with an amazing experience, a place that they feel welcomed and cared for, and it's in a manner that's going to fit into their busy lifestyle. Because we serve those active, busy professionals, and so they need those solutions, and more than just a commodity, but also respectful of their time, and that's what we're doing.
Very- That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, this has been great. I just wanted to hear a little bit about especially the beginning history, which is something that I really believe in and love to hear that it actually worked like I believed it would work, you know?
Oh
So,
yeah.
and your space is beautiful. And do you have any closing remarks? Anything, if you were going to tell somebody, I mean, I know you've given us some great referral references already and referrals, but any words of wisdom that you might share in someone doing this, going through
Yeah, I
this.
mean, I don't know necessarily if it's wisdom, but yeah, I would highly encourage anyone to reach out to you if they are starting a new practice or wanting to make a change, and then just allow you all to be the experts guiding them. Trust them because you all know what you're talking about, and they're going to be very, very happy if they just stick with the plan with you. Yeah.
Stick with the plan. I love it. Well, I
Yep.
appreciate it. I appreciate that so much. So I
Yeah.
appreciate
No.
it.
And I appreciate you all tremendously and everything you've done for us. And then, like I said, you all are experts in what you do. But also, I'll encourage anyone that would be working with you also to know how much Lori and all of you did as far as working with our contractors, the architect. Like you really go deep, and you're a great advocate for your clients. So that's super huge, and I just want to thank you all for that as well.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Yes,
Yes.
that's what we want to do all the way through. You went all the way through the process with us, and especially that last process is, yes, advocates. You said it.
Yeah.
Because it gets
Yes.
to be interesting in the field, doesn't it? And a lot of things you don't know that you don't know are happening, that we do it every day. So, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of the behind the scenes work that Lori was doing, the back and forth that I didn't even know half of what she was doing, but it took it off my plate and it turned out just wonderfully. So thank you.
that's awesome. That's very good. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your time.